everybody, and welcome back to the I Don't Know Running podcast, where we share our experiences that make running fun and sometimes not so fun. I'm Lewis. I'm a self-admitted lazy ultra runner, and we are all booked.
That is good news. I'm Mitch, and I'm mixing it up these days.
Mixing it up?
I'm trying. I'm even in my sadness, I'm trying new things.
Really? What'd you try?
I decided, like, even though I know I was getting feedback, like, running is running, right? But I'm in a place where I'm not like, okay, where do I have to be where I consider it okay? Like, where am I, what pace am I running? What distance am I running? And I'm dying running an 11-minute mile. And I'm thinking like, oh my gosh, why is that so hard? And it's like, well, I'm thinking, well, a 10-minute mile used to be an easy, like a really easy pace. And, and I'm doing a tempo at 11. So I mixed it up and I decided it's like, I should do intervals, just a different version of intervals. So instead of a light jog that would normally be like a 10-minute pace on your recovery, I'm going to walk.
Yep.
So I did that this week. So I was, for a quarter mile at a time, I was hitting like a 9-minute pace.
How does that feel? How does everything feel?
I feel like when I do that, it's more natural in a way, other than...
Nothing is sore, nothing is hurting. Is it more just, you're like just right fitness. Now, currently it's just fitness.
It's fitness.
That's awesome.
My foot is numb.
Okay.
But I don't know that...
numb?
Yeah.
Is it supposed to be?
I've heard up to 2 years.
Oh my goodness.
So it's not, it's solid. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just numb.
Now's the time to do an ultra because one of the things that hurts the worst is your feet. And during those ultra, you wouldn't feel it.
It'd be the only one foot.
Well, you got to get both done, I guess.
Going back in.
The sacrifices that we do.
Yeah, it's just, so I think it'll help me get to that, like you got to do the hard work. It's just different than what it's looked like in the past. So I'm trying something new that
I think it's cool. I think it's awesome. I think it's going to be, I think you are going to quickly, well, I'm hoping you'll start to see real results from that.
I hope so, because that's kind of when you first started out. Like, what did you do to get, part of you didn't know what you didn't know. So you just naturally progressed.
Right.
Now I know what I did before and I don't feel like it's happening fast enough. So it's just a weird place to be.
And that's going to be tough because there's a potential you'll never return to that either.
I'm getting older.
Right.
So the reality is I probably won't. Maybe a 10-minute pace maybe that's all I'll ever get to. Who knows?
Yeah. I mean, I think I'm hopeful that you get back to, I don't know, within, let's say 30 seconds or whatever of what you were. Because honestly, I mean, that's where I'm at. I'm sitting here going, man, I don't know what I can do anymore. The times are just slower. They just are now. But it's a much different training I'm doing right now.
And you're specifically you're trying to do the base miles. You're doing, basically you're trying to get to the race without getting injured.
Yeah.
So you're probably doing a little bit of speed work, but nothing very prescribed.
No, and it does say in the training plan, if you want to do it, you can do it here, do it minimally. You're doing it where you're making sure either one, you've got a really easy day the next day or a rest day the next day. And all I've really done is testers on this, like, let's say the second half of an 8-miler.
Okay.
The last 4, I'll push it and just see how it feels.
So you do somewhat of a tempo on the last 4 just to see.
It depends. Like, I've done tempo, I've done threshold, but I can count on one hand in this entire time how many times I've done that so far.
Yeah.
So five, I think it's been 5 times that I have let my heart rate, like, all right, only once was it, I really pushed like the last 2 miles. Ran like a 6:30 the last mile, which felt really good that I could still get into the sixes. But it was funny. One of the runs, let's say, I don't know, it was like maybe an 8-miler, and I was holding like a 130 heart rate. And I thought, all right, the last half, I'm just going to like push it, or maybe the last 6 miles or something. And I let my heart rate get into the 150s again. And it's been so long since I've ran a marathon at like a hard pace. But I remember, man, that was, you started off in like the 130s, 40s, but you pretty quickly through the midsection, you were in the 150s for a while. And then you maintain that as long as you can. Brad is crazy. He would run in the 160s. Starting out, like he would run it hard, and then he would tail off, though, I think is what, well, maybe not. He would, anyway, doesn't matter. But anyway, I let myself get up into the 150s plus and just tried to hold that steady for a while. And it felt good. It was, again, some of the, it's just weird. It's just a weird sense of how that feels, because I haven't done that in so long.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. Like going a faster pace, I don't drag that foot as much.
Oh,
I actually pick it up. So it makes sense to do that. Laura was over for dinner on Sunday night, and she picked up my shoes. She's like, holy crap.
How different they are?
The one, I hadn't looked at it. I've been dragging that foot really bad, but it was down to the padding. Like the padding was like mostly
the heel on the toe?
On the heel.
Oh.
So I dragged that foot, and I always have a little bit. I think it's always been a problem, but all the tread was gone. It was like halfway through the padding. Like it was time. Those shoes went away right away. I got out a new pair of shoes for the next day.
Oh, wow.
So now I'm
overdue.
I've been paying attention to it. I'm like, man, that thing makes a lot of noise. But then when I try to pick it up, it's like, okay, I'm picking it up. Like I'm actually picking that foot up now.
I've noticed that with really dialing it back, zone 2, the whole zone 2 thing that I've been pushing.
You drag your feet.
Not dragging, but I can tell how you get lazy. You get lazy in your form, and you might not pick your feet up as much. And I really have to focus on cadence when I'm going slower, because otherwise it slows way down the cadence.
And you're really trying to change your effort more than anything. Like you're trying to bring your heart rate down. And
yeah, I want to make sure the heart rate's down, which is zone 2, like I said. But I don't want to sacrifice all efficiency in the running. So I'm trying to do both, but stay efficient, heart rate down, pay attention, posture, like we talked about, I don't know, a week or two ago, how just sitting up straight, or, standing up straight when you're running and pulling, your shoulders back a little bit, opening things up. You breathe better and, things like that. But yeah, anyway, that's cool. I'm happy for you. I mentioned that we are booked. We are booked finally for California Fall Classic. The final element of that booking was our first house, because we're doing so for those that have kind of paid attention to what we're doing, we're going out for the California Fall Classic, 100K. Mitch, I, and a friend, another guy that's running, not sure what he's running yet. He has been injured as well, Achilles. And yours was an Achilles.
Yeah.
That was what was on the ball or on the bottom?
The bottom was just a growth. They took that out too.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. So he's much younger, first of all, so he'll heal. But he hasn't been able to run. And so I was talking to him last week. I said, man, are you considering just dropping to the 55K? Because they have a 55K. And he's like, not sure yet. He goes, worst case, I'm just going to go out and support you. I was like, oh, cool. At least he's going regardless. So that's cool. But yeah, we finally booked our first house, which will be near the race. And then the second house that we're doing Airbnbs, is in Forest Hill, which cannot wait for. Honestly, like I almost can't wait for that more. Really? Than the race. Like I cannot wait to be back there going to Devil's Thumb.
I'm nervous about the race because I started looking at, like, I sent you just like the crew guide, and it's like go in between them and there's no cell service. And I'm like, I hope I don't get lost.
Oh,
so we just have to talk about that and make sure you got drop bags at those, and not depend on me in case I
will
issues.
have drop bags for sure. I'm an overpacker for things like that. I will be ready.
Did you get a big car for all the crap that you bring?
I got a Toyota RAV4 through Turo because the stupid rental car prices
were nuts.
That was so expensive. I mean, I say that. I mean, it
wasn't bad.
It wasn't bad.
But not great.
But Turo is amazing. This is the first time I've used that. And we have a Toyota RAV4, not giant, not small, just 3 of us. We can make that work.
I know, but that extra seat will be all your crap.
No, I'm not taking that much stuff.
Sure.
I'm not taking that much stuff. It's just $100K. Wait, we can't say that. Can't say just to anything.
No,
distance.
True story.
But it is only $100K. It is not 100 miles. There's a big difference in what you need for that additional 40 miles.
Yeah, but it's a hard one. So
it is. But I am more concerned with getting the finish.
What's the
under
cutoff?
18 hours.
Okay. What's the cutoff time?
I'm not sure what the cutoff time is. The 18 hours is Western. You got to be done in under 18 for a Western qualifier. So my goal is somewhere between 12 and 18 hours. It's a big gap, but
it's a big range.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah, we finally have all that booked. I'm really looking forward to it. And it is right around the corner.
I am looking forward to just being able to do something and be mobile.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I've been doing a lot of stuff. I mean, I want to do another race coming up I want to be ready by November, but partially too, I want to be able to hike and do stuff. Yeah,
you mentioned, like, I'm sure you will. Like, Devil's Thumb, what you're doing already, or what you're doing right now, is already enough to go down Devil's Thumb and back up it.
It's just the unstableness. Like, if I walk across,
so we just take our time.
Right.
Like, it's no big deal.
If I walk on a trail now and it's
it's
a little weak yet. So, but I have a month. Right?
Yeah.
So,
and it's only a mile, whatever, mile and a half, whatever it is.
One way.
So 3 miles. You're over that right now. So, but anyway, today we're talking about what it means to recover. Basically, how people recover. What are some ways that, and getting away from almost the I got to run. No rest days. Rest days are for weak people. That kind of a thing.
This is not my subject then.
Well, it is now, I think.
I'm forced.
You're learning.
I'm forced to now. So this is good. This is like therapy for me.
Yeah. Man, it is. That's the thing. I think that this is a great subject for everybody, but I think this is really good for those that are feeling the effects of, the run streak kind of a thing. Things like that where your kind of identity is a little tied to that maybe. And maybe it's not necessarily the run streak, but the people that think, if I don't run today, I'm missing out on training.
That's me.
But you're not.
I know.
And
I know it's easy to say it. It's not easy to do it.
Yeah. So we're going to talk about we're just going to run through some stats on this. Why more isn't always better. The no days off, quote unquote, culture. We'll just talk about some of this stuff. It glorifies the grind, but science shows it often leads to plateaus and overuse injuries. I would say you're probably an example of that, an overuse injury. Recovery is when adaptation happens, which is amazing. And that's the thing. If you talk to weightlifters, you break the muscle down and then you rest it so that it can build itself back up. If you never rest it, it never gets to build itself back up. That is the natural, I might be saying this wrong, but our body is designed that way to build itself back up. I'm paraphrasing that a lot, I'm sure. But I mean, we've talked to Terrence about that even. Anyway, yeah, it says training stresses the body, but growth occurs during recovery. Oh, look at that. Yep. Overtraining syndrome, OTS, fatigue, irritability, sleep disruption, higher injury risk. So some stats. A 2016 study, Journal of Sports Medicine, found that up to 30% of endurance athletes experience symptoms of overtraining at some point. That seems like a low number. Or I wonder if...
Or that many people admit to it.
Well, admit to it, or if you're in the endurance phase, have you learned enough or been talking to enough people to learn, like, you need to rest, dude. Like, you got to rest. Now, there are these stubborn 30% apparently that don't listen. They just keep on going.
I'm in there.
I think that's a lot of those 30%ers. It says runners who take planned recovery weeks every 3 to 6 weeks show better long-term performance gains compared to those who continuously train at high volume.
Every training plan has something like this. We were talking about this when we were kind of going over the notes.
It's built in there somehow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And typically it's 2 up, 1 back, 2 up, 1 back,
3
or 3 up.
I've seen a lot of 3s. So it's a 4-week cycle. You build for 3, take a step back for 1. You build for 3, take a step back for 1. And the take a step back
is typically less miles.
Yeah, but not a lot less. Like let's say you're running, just for easy numbers, 8, 8, and 8 during the week, and then you're doing like a 20 and a 10 on Saturday, Sunday. It might be like 7, 6, 7, 15, 8.
Yeah.
Like it's not nothing. It's not you're taking the week off. It's just dialing things back. And they're supposed to be really easy runs. Like, you don't push yourself that week. Your body's recovering.
Well, we were talking about that too. I have seen plans where the intensity is still there. It's just less miles. Like, you're still doing speed work.
Yeah, like Hansen's. We talked about that. Hansen's being one of those. It does not seem to lessen the intensity.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't feel like it.
But they might shorten or change the exercise such that your body can recover, but you're changing, what you're training. Strength versus speed versus... the science of smart rest, unlocking hidden gains. Active recovery improves blood circulation, speeding up the removal of metabolic waste like lactate. It induces DOMS, delayed onset muscle soreness, by flushing muscles while keeping them active. And did I say induces or reduces? It reduces DOMS.
Inducing would be bad.
Yeah. It helps restore the central nervous system, which fatigues with long or intense training.
So that was my attempt today. Like, I went out and I did my interval. Like, I set it up like that, but I tried to run super easy for a quarter mile and then walk for 2 minutes. And I took the dog and he had to poop twice. So I had to go
rest. That's a
immediate
built-in rest.
Immediate rest. I'm like, twice, really? Come on,
twice.
Gus.
That's it. Our dog, oh my gosh, Rowdy poops at, I would say on average 3 times in a 3-mile walk. He'll do a 3-mile walk.
And he had to stop and smell everything. So it was totally distracting, but it's okay. Like, I just wanted to feel like that addiction part, I wanted to feel like I did something, whether, even if it was a walk, like, get out, enjoy being outside.
I'm sure
take the dog.
You are benefiting greatly from that right now.
But if
physically and mentally.
I need to put an excuse on my Strava, though, on the title and say, Gus's fault. That's why it's slow, just to make myself feel better.
See, and that's a problem.
I know.
That's a problem. I am the same way. I feel like I've got to have an excuse for something, and it sucks. It's like, why? Why do we feel that way?
I know, but it's that go, go, go mentality. And I was like, all right, and then I got a phone call. that I had to take. So it's like,
Is this another excuse?
it made me walk though. So it was good. Like I was trying to run and I'm like, all right, why does this matter?
Yeah.
Like I can walk and talk.
Yeah. So a 2018 study in Frontiers in Psychology found that low intensity cycling post-workout led to 2 times faster lactate clearance than passive rest. So sitting around is not as good as, but keep in mind, this is low intensity and low impact. So riding a bike is those two things, or can be low intensity. You should make it low intensity if this is your goal, but it is low impact. And it clears out lactic acid. So that's why you see like a lot of times on a football field, right? On the sidelines, on the pros, when you're watching the NFL, you'll see those bikes on the side and they're cycling. They're working out lactate from the muscles. Especially in training camps. I've seen it there too. HRV, heart rate variability studies show that incorporating active recovery days increases parasympathetic. I didn't. Parasympathetic nervous system activity, meaning athletes feel fresher, calmer, and ready to perform. And muscle protein synthesis peaks 24 to 48 hours post-exercise, highlighting the importance of recovery for gains. You have to hear that one, right?
That's interesting because it kind of hits you in the face like that. You think about when you're doing a couple speed workouts a week.
Yeah.
You really need to space those out.
Yeah. That's why, like I was saying with mine, the next day has to be easy or nothing.
Right.
After a little bit of speed. And for me, obviously, I'm taking it to the extreme because I want to be healthy and I just don't recover.
But I think about like when you're doing like the build up for back-to-back long runs, you really...
Same thing.
But that second day, you're doing a really long...
I know.
Suffer. You have to take that Monday off. I mean,
yeah.
Whatever it looks like maybe it's active recovery. Maybe you need to be on a bike or do something.
Very true. I probably could benefit from something like that.
When's the last time you rode your bike?
Way too long. I had a goal to ride my bike to work this year.
How'd that go?
I haven't done it once. Man.
How about your motorcycle?
Haven't rode that either. That's getting sold. I'm selling it. Put it on Facebook Marketplace. Anybody in the market for a motorcycle? I don't remember what it is anymore.
You haven't looked at it in a while?
It just sits there, man. I bought it with the intention of taking it like on road trips and camping. And man, it's just, I don't know. I'm in my 50s. Things are changing and I need to recognize that. And
yeah, but it's time for that midlife crisis. Maybe you need a Corvette.
I've been in a midlife crisis since I was like 20, I think. On to the next thing. Ask Nicole. She'll tell you. Beyond the foam roller, practical active recovery. Active recovery does not equal total rest. It's intentional, low intensity activity. Some examples would be light cycling, as we mentioned, at 50 to 60% of max heart rate. That seems actually, oh no, that is low. That's zone 1.
And that's just moving your legs.
That's 90 to that's like 85, 90 heart rate for 20 to 30 minutes. So look at that. That's super easy and pretty short. I mean, jump out there for 20 minutes, knock it out, be done, right?
Yeah, it's really not a big deal. It's just...
Yeah. Dynamic stretching, mobility drills to improve range of motion. I just talked about this morning with a buddy. We meet on Fridays for breakfast. And we were talking, I was just saying, how's the gym going? Blah, blah, blah. And he was talking, I said, do you stretch? Because we're getting older. I said, do you stretch? And I go, I don't either, but I should. And, but we talked about dynamic stretching. I said, that's one I actually enjoy because you're moving, you're.
I think like if you could take a class, you know what I mean? Like where you're commiserating with other people, it's, I don't think it's that hard, but just that way you can be BSing at the same time.
True. Yeah. We should start.
Instead of going to dinner.
do an exercise, do a things we don't want to do class for running. Some dynamic stretching, some light cycling. And then lastly, or this is just another example, restorative yoga, or easy swim sessions, which swimming is one that I hadn't really thought of, but yeah, talk about low impact, no impact. Intensity guidelines, zone 1, as I said, zone 1 or conversational pace. If you can't chat easily, you're going too hard. Zone 1 is incredibly hard to stay in when you're exercising.
I remember when I was trying to do the stride, and this workout was supposed to be like that. And it's like,
for power?
Yeah. And I was like, I should be walking. Like I'm trying to run and it's like, nope, too hard. Yeah. I'm like, what?
Zone 1 is hard. A study in Journal of Strength and Conditioning Research showed that low intensity movement reduced soreness more effectively than complete rest. Again, you got to hear that. Low intensity movement reduced soreness more than complete rest. And I remember the first time I ran a half marathon. That that's typically the big one, the first big one that people do, right, is a half. Because you do the 5K, 10Ks, and then you're like, I want to do a marathon, but the first step is like a half marathon, right? And we did that, my wife and I. She'd actually done one prior, but this is my first. And we came home, and it was such an accomplishment, and we did feel accomplished, and it was so much fun, but we came home and we celebrated by relaxing, right? And it hurt so bad for the next day or two, right? And then fast forward, we either did another half, or this was in the marathon phase, or I don't remember what, but we had what was it called? The Holland. There was a Holland in the town that we're in. They have a music festival, kind of a music thing. And there's probably 20 different locations in the Holland area or downtown Holland. And you just kind of bar hopped and checked out these bands and these music places. Well, that was the day of the marathon, probably Grand Rapids. Well, I'm pretty sure it was Grand Rapids. And so we got home and we did that. And it was like we didn't run a marathon. The next day, it was all that because we're walking. We were actively walking, getting the lactate out and things like that. It was great. It was amazing. And that's when we found out, a little bit of just low intensity movement, walking, felt 1,000 times better.
We used to joke about that. If you didn't make it to the group run on Monday after a race, your race didn't count.
Oh, yeah. I suppose it would count, but boy, you don't feel as good as if you do that stuff.
Well,
did you make sure it was low and slow? Or
yeah, I mean,
slow?
Yeah, of course, until somebody turns it into a race. But you just sucked it up. But it did help. I mean, it helped, and you would feel way better that next day.
Yeah, always. And that's and again, that's running. To take it a step further, if you do low to no impact like cycling or swimming, even better. In elite marathon training groups, active recovery sessions account for 10 to 15% of weekly training volume, showing pros value the recovery as in training as well. So something to pay attention to. Even the best in the world do that. And some, when I look at my training, I look at over the last 10, 15 years, whatever it's been. Yeah. I have always been really good at
rest.
I get in my rest. I mean, I think the first 5 years of half marathon training was training 3 days a week.
That's just nuts. Doesn't it seem like it?
It's way too little. I think that's definitely an extreme on one side.
You can do it.
But I don't think you'll be your best.
Right.
You're not getting.
But when you don't know better, you're like, oh, it's this hard.
I would run Wednesdays and Saturday, Sundays. That's it. Jason used to hate me for that. Because he would run 4 or 5, 6 times a week. But yeah, I also say though, that's why I stayed injury free from running. When I would get injured, it would be because of a slip, ankle, on a rock or a root. It wasn't from tired muscles. I never pushed my training. So I think the knee issue that I have right now, it's not from overtraining. It's because I fell in a race and tore something. So I would say that I'm an example of somebody that can, that has kind of walked a lot of this, the rest side of things, and still very healthy in my 50s because I didn't overtrain. I never went for streaks or anything like that.
That's why I had surgery.
Yeah. Yeah. That's why you had surgery. This was interesting. I thought this was really interesting. Eliud Kipchoge, one of the best marathoners ever. And then Mo Farah, another one. We'll talk to that one next. Is Eliud Kipchoge, though, he was famous for his easy runs of 8 to 9 minute pace mile, despite running, 440, sub 440 pace for a marathon. I mean, that's nuts. Insane.
But that'd be like us running like a 12-minute mile, 13-minute mile.
Yeah, or at least I think
or
11, 12. I would say, depending, right? But you right now, yeah, I get it. But you can't look at you right now. You got to look at when you're in shape and conditioned.
But you need to hear that. It's one of those things, again, like you can't.
For him, yes, that you're right. Yeah.
You can't go slow enough. Like if you're recovering, it's like slow.
Yeah.
And it's okay.
Yeah, and I don't think we get that.
No, I don't think hardly anybody gets that.
I think, and I think that elites get it because that's their job. Mm-hmm. Like they have to be the healthiest they can be, and science shows this. And not even science, but just like real proof of examples. Oh, Mo Farah is another one. Schedules 2 recovery days per week, often with just light jogging.
But then who knows how fast that is? Like it's just same thing. Like
light, yeah. So just some examples of, just some data and examples of why, recovery, rest recovery, active recovery, things like that are so important and crucial to being healthy and getting the best out of your training. Because it sucks when you put in all this work and you're in week 18 of a training cycle and you naturally feel amped up, right? The race is getting close. You've put in all this good training, and now you're going to blow it because you didn't decide to rest, and your muscle just needed that little bit of rest. And it can ruin 18 plus weeks of training. So it's important to hear that and recognize, like, even the pros do it. So some quick little stats here. 2021 study in International Journey of Sports Psychology showed that athletes using structured recovery reported 12 to 20% lower injury rates across a session. That's pretty big. Whoop and HRV tracker data highlights that recovery days often correlate with the highest performance scores in subsequent workouts. Rest matters. Recovery is not a weakness. It's it's unseen training.
I know, it's weird.
It's almost like you feel like you got to post to Strava, I'm doing my unseen training.
I know. Yeah. Maybe if you need a Strava entry, it's just text.
Yeah. A manual entry. Here's a challenge. Try adding 1 active recovery session this week and weeks to come because you need it. And share recovery stories, as you just mentioned, in the comments or on Strava. Tell us how your recovery is going. Tell us how your rest and recovery is going. But yeah, rest is important. Get it. Not just rest. I shouldn't say rest. Recovery. The proper kind of recovery.
I think that's a important distinction is the active recovery. Like you can still do stuff. Just take it easy.
Yeah. Let your muscles recover. Build. All that stuff. Yeah. Like, subscribe, share with somebody that is either into running or getting into running or whatever. They might find it entertaining. But yeah, that's going to wrap up this week's episode of the I Don't Know Running podcast. Be sure to tune in next time as we share more about what we just don't know.
Until then, happy running.